Hi, my name is Elizabeth Paroli. I am a marriage and family therapist trainee here at Nexus Youth and Family Services, and today we will be talking about owning your feelings and moving through emotional discomfort. So, what does it mean to own our feelings? Owning your feelings involves recognizing and accepting them as they are. It means acknowledging that your emotions are valid regardless of whether they are pleasant or unpleasant. Additionally, it's about learning to navigate these feelings and cope with them in a healthy way as you move forward. So, how can we own our feelings? We can you could treat your emotions as signals, acceptance without judgment, and taking responsibility. So, thinking of your emotions as signals, it's like a physical sensation. When we are hungry, our stomach oftentimes growls, or it's like like kind of gargly in there, right? And that is a signal that we need food. Just as sometimes we are sad or we are crying, that is an emotional signal that we need to take care of ourselves, whether that's something we need, like connection, if we're feeling sad because we don't have somebody to talk to right then and there, whether we are scared maybe, or we just are really, really emotionally tired and drained. Those are some signals, and we can look into that. We'll talk about that later within the slides. Another thing is acceptance without judgment. So owning your feelings means not judging yourself for what you feel. It's easy to label emotions like anger or sadness or anxiety as bad emotions or they're wrong, but they're simply part of being a human and the human experience. By owning them, you can release yourself from the pressure to immediately fix them. Taking responsibility. So owning your feelings also means taking responsibility for how you feel, how you manage them, and how you express them. This doesn't mean blaming yourself for how you feel, but recognizing that you have the power to choose how you respond to your emotions. It's about taking an active role in processing your feelings instead of letting them control your actions. So, why do we avoid emotional discomfort? Many of us have learned from a young age that uncomfortable emotions should be avoided or suppressed. We might have been told to stop crying or cheer up without the chance to fully feel what's going on inside. Some of the reasons why we avoid it is because of fear of vulnerability, fear of losing control, and social conditioning. Fear of vulnerability, one reason we avoid emotional discomfort is because it makes us feel that vulnerable. When we're sad, angry, or anxious, we feel exposed. And if we're talking to others about it, it could make us, like I said, feel exposed. And that can feel uncomfortable. The fear of losing control, some people avoid emotions because they don't want to communicate to somebody else how they are really feeling, because that makes us feel like we're losing that sense of control in our lives, and they can be overwhelming, the emotions, and so it's natural to kind of push them away. Social conditioning, the reason why this one was included on the slide is because in many cultures we're taught to suppress or hide our emotions that seem negative or make us feel weak. We're conditioned to believe that showing emotions like sadness or anger is a sign of failure or weakness, which kind of discourages us from wanting to express or open up about how we feel. The cost of avoidance. So, while avoidance may provide short-term relief, it can also lead to long-term consequences. Physical symptoms like unaddressed emotions can manifest physically, leading to headaches, muscle tension, fatigue, or even chronic illnesses. Emotional buildup could be like a cost of avoidance. Pushing emotions down doesn't eliminate them, but it actually stores them. So over time, this buildup can lead to emotional outbursts, heightened anxiety, or feelings of numbness or disconnection. It does have an impact on our relationships as well, because when we are avoiding our emotions, it makes it difficult for us to connect authentically with others. People around us may sense that something is off, but they won't know how to help or understand what's going on. So how can we move through emotional discomfort? By naming and validating the emotion, sitting with the discomfort, exploring the message behind the emotion, taking constructive action, and practicing self-care are all ways that we can move through the discomfort. By validating the emotion and naming them, you're moving through that discomfort to identify and explain the emotion you're experiencing. I feel sad. I'm anxious right now. I'm angry about what happened are all ways to be able to name your feelings. And after naming it, validating it by reminding yourself that it's okay to feel those feelings, no matter how uncomfortable or inconvenient they may be. It's okay to feel what you're feeling. Sitting with the discomfort. Once you've acknowledged your feelings, practice sitting with them without trying to change them immediately. This can be challenging, but it's crucial for emotional growth. Being mindful can be a helpful tool here. Sitting there and simply noticing what you're feeling in the moment and how it affects your body, things that are coming up. Remember, emotions are temporary. They come and go like waves, so sitting with them helps reduce their intensity over time. A good mindfulness technique that you could practice here would be journaling. Journaling helps you to release all those emotions and be able to kind of release them in a messy way, but look back and be like, okay, these are the things that I was, experiencing in that moment, and that's something that you could be doing for a mindfulness technique. Exploring the messages behind the emotion. So each emotion, it carries a message. So ask yourself, when you're feeling sad, what is this feeling trying to tell me? If you're crying, are you feeling alone? Are you feeling tired? Those are all emotions that can be hidden messages, and they can bring up, okay, if I am tired, okay, what do I need to do for myself in that moment? And anger might signal boundary violation. Sadness might reflect some sense of loss. Anxiety might indicate uncertainty or lack of safety. By exploring the message, whatever message that comes across, you can better understand what needs to be addressed in your life and what you need to do to give yourself that self-care. Being curious and exploring your emotions helps you become more comfortable with them over time. When you take the time to understand what you're feeling and why, your emotional awareness builds up and your resilience. This practice makes it easier to sit with the uncomfortable emotions in the future, as you'll be less likely to avoid or fear them. Instead, you'll know how to process them calmly, gain insights from them, which ultimately leads to personal growth and emotional balance. Taking constructive action is important. After you process the emotion, it's time to take action based on the information that your feelings are providing. This doesn't mean reacting impulsively, but rather responding mindfully. Setting boundaries. If anger has indicated that someone has crossed the line, seeking support if sadness or loneliness has shown you need to feel that connection. Develop coping strategies if anxiety is telling you that something is threatening your sense of stability. These are all important ways to take constructive action. Practice self-compassion. Moving through emotional discomfort requires a great deal of patience with yourself, and recognizing that your emotions are part of life and you don't have to handle them perfectly. When things get tough, remind yourself, I'm doing the best I can. Self-care during emotional distress can look like taking breaks, getting enough rest, journaling, like I said, or talking to a trusted friend or therapist. So the power of owning your emotions is improved mental health, stronger relationships, and greater emotional freedom. When you learn to own your emotions and move through discomfort, you increase your emotional resilience. Over time, you'll find that uncomfortable feelings no longer have the same power over you. Instead of running from them, you'll be able to face them with courage and curiosity. Owning your feelings reduces stress, anxiety, and depression by giving you the tools to handle whatever emotions come your way. As you become more in tune with your emotions, you can communicate more effectively and authentically with others, creating stronger relationships. You'll no longer feel trapped by discomfort. Instead, you'll embrace the full range of human emotions, knowing that they're an important part of your life. Emotional discomfort is a part of life, but it doesn't have to control us. By owning our feelings, sitting with the discomfort, and learning from it, we can grow emotionally, connecting more deeply with ourselves and others, and lead more fulfilling lives. So here we have some resources like the Mental Health America on owning your feelings. We have Nexus, which is us. We offer a ton of different programs. Psychology tools with a self-help guide to emotions, the crisis line if emotions get too high and you feel like you need some crisis support or somebody to talk to. And then we have Amador County Behavioral Health, which is a great resource for our locals. And then the Mental Health Coalition, which is how to deal with emotions that come up. And we also have the phone app, How We Feel. That is a great way to track your emotions and be able to kind of see where you're at with your emotions at certain parts of the day. So you can check in on your phone app, which is cool. There's so many apps out there for tracking your emotions and also journal apps as well. So take advantage of those resources. Some surveys we have down below are the demographic and well-being survey. So if you can scan those with your phone and go ahead and take that, that would be much appreciated for Nexus. Thank you so much for sticking with us through this PowerPoint today. And don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and go out there and own your emotions. Have a great day.